Hello everyone. Okay. So sa last video natin, may isang joint na hindi tayo na-solve. Ano? Okay. But anyway, I had an emergency activity to attend to. Hindi ko natapos yung problem. Anyway, basta naintindihan ko paano i-apply or mag-solve ng, mag-analyze ng trusses using method of joints. Okay, let's have another example. Still on method of joints and analyzing trusses. By the way, sa method of joints kasi, sa method of joints, we usually use method of joints when we are interested to solve all the bar forces. So the forces in each member of the truss. No? Kapag hindi naman, kung selected lang naman yung mga bar forces na isolve natin, we are going to use yung method of sections. But that's another topic na lang. So let's i-master muna natin yung paano analyze ng truss using method of joints. Okay? So let's continue with this particular problem. Determine the force in each member of the Howe truss shown. State whether each member is in tension or compression, because these are the answers. No. So this is the truss. Okay. So sa case na ito, we really have to solve for the reactions this time. So sa unang problem kasi, we can solve the truss, we can analyze this without solving for the reactions, no? Since we have a joint na meron lang dalawang members na kabit, so we can start with that joint. So dito wala, no? Dito kasi sa joint na to, although dalawang members yung nandito, we need to solve for the reactions. Ganun din sa joint H, no? So any other joint ay meron ng 3 or more members na nakakabit. So we need to solve for the reactions. Okay, yung mga reactions natin at A. So by now dapat master na natin mag-identify ng supports, ano? At point A, roller ito, which means the corresponding reaction is ganito. So perpendicular dun sa my surface. So RA. Okay. Assumption natin, of course, that's upwards. Although obvious naman, since all the external forces are downwards, then by Newton's third law, dapat yung reaction natin is opposite. No? Upwards din ito. Sa may H, this is hinge or pin. So RH Y, and then we also have a horizontal reaction, although medyo obvious naman na wala namang horizontal na external forces applied sa truss. RHX will be equal to 0. So solve na natin yung reactions. So again, sa mate moments where 2 or more unknown forces are located. We summate moments at, where is that? That's H. So summation of moments at H is equal to 0. So ano yung mga may moment sa H? So you have RA creates clockwise moments positive. So RA creates a clockwise moment about H. So RA times its moment arm from H is 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat na. 8 feet. So ilan yun? 8 times 4 is 32. So we have 32 feet. Then may moment din yun itong 300. Counterclockwise. So minus 300. Times 32 rin yung moment arm niya. Then we have minus din ito, 600. Times moment arm niya is 8 times 4, that is 8 times 10, I should say 24. Moment ng another 600 here. So 600. No, hindi na siya visible dun sa erase ko na lang yan. So minus 600, moment arm niya is 16 minus 600 times 8. Of course, yung 300 pound force ay wala nang moment sa H. Wala naman siyang moment arm. So it acts at that point where we are summating moments. So walang moment yung 300 pound force sa may point H. So then equate this one to 0. So obviously RA is equal to, what is RA? 1,200 pounds. Okay, so 1,200 pounds. And then summation of forces along x-axis, all horizontal forces to the right positive. So meron lang tayong RHX. So 0 ang RHX natin. Wala namang ibang horizontal forces dyan. And then summation of forces along the vertical axis y is equal to 0. Upward forces positive. So lahat ng vertical forces. So we have RHY upwards plus RA, which is 1,200 pounds, minus all this, kasi downwards naman lahat yan. So minus 300 minus 600 minus 600, still visible, minus 300, 600, 600 minus 300, okay, equals 0. So RHY is equal to 1,200 pounds. Okay. So okay na, solve na tayo dun sa reactions. Next, we are now going to apply the method of joints to solve for the bar forces in each bar forces, no? And then, ano ba to? So, if you have observed, no, itong truss natin is symmetrical siya. So, in terms of configuration sa geometry niya, symmetrical. Okay, symmetrical. So, triangle. Relative to the center line, of course. So, kung ano, hatiin natin, ganyan. So, mirror ang dalawang sides. So, with respect to the center line, the truss is symmetrical in terms of geometry or configuration and in terms of loading also. So ito 300, 600. So symmetrical siya relative to the center line of the truss, which means that kapag symmetrical yan, yung bar force dito sa my left side, equal din yan sa my right side. So for example, the bar force at AB is also equal to FH. No. Bar force AC equal din yan sa GH. Okay. Bar force CE equal din yan sa GE. So this is true if symmetrical yung ating, by law of symmetry, no? Symmetrical yung truss natin. Symmetrical yung configuration and symmetrical din yung loading niya. So ang gagawin natin, isolve lang natin itong left side. Copy na lang natin later on dito sa may yung values dito sa may right side. No, since parehas lang naman sila ng bar forces by law of symmetry. Okay? So, although you can check lang kung ayaw nyo maniwala sa akin, you can still solve the bar forces later on using the method of joint. So let's start. Maybe we can just solve yung left side ng truss natin. Left side. Yeah. So let's start. Where do we start? Okay. Sa method of joints, kailangan ng maximum of 2 unknown bar forces. So saang part yun? Definitely hindi sa C kasi 3 yung unknown doon. Hindi pwede sa B kasi 4. Dapat ba yan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hindi pwede sa D kasi 3. Hindi pwede sa E kasi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 ang unknown dyan. Okay. Okay, alam niyo na kung isa na lang ang nalitirang point joint dyan. That's joint A. 2 unknown. Alam naman na natin tong reaction at A. Okay. So let's start at joint A. So at joint A, let's draw the free body diagram at joint A. So this is A, meron tayong force. Ay yung bar forces muna. Ito. So again, assume natin, may mga bar forces are tension. Which means away from the joint. Yan. So kapag towards the joint, yung arrow natin, compression yan. Okay. And then don't forget, of course, yung ating reaction. And meron tayong load, joint load dyan na 300 pounds. Reaction at A is 1,200. So this is FAB. And this is FAC. Don't forget yung slope natin. Given naman yung dimensions ng truss natin. So we have yung slope natin. Let's just use yung mga given dimensions. So 8, 6. And this is 10. Okay. Square root of 8 squared plus 6 squared. That is 10. Okay. Now we can apply the two conditions of equilibrium to solve for the bar forces. Ang summation, para ma-solve natin agad yung FAB, kasi FAC is horizontal, ito may vertical component, we can summate forces along y-axis muna. So upward forces, positive. Okay? Ayan. So we have ano yung mga forces along the vertical axis. So we have the the vertical component of FAB, so that is 6 over 10 of FAB plus itong 200, okay, plus yung 200, ay 1,200 pala, sorry, 1,200 minus yung 300, meron pa ba? Wala na, so equate natin yan sa 0. And then FAB is equal to, okay, FAB is equal to negative 1,500 pounds. O negative yan, that means FAB is 1,500 pounds na compression. Okay. So, FAB, parehas yan sa FH. FFH. Or FHF. So, by law of symmetry, this is also equal to FHF. Okay. So, dalawa na yung nasolve natin na bar force. Okay. Next. We can solve for FAC by summating forces along the horizontal direction. So, summation of forces along X, hindi ito nakikita sa video. Adjust lang natin. Equal to 0, forces to the right positive. So, we have FAC, which is directed to the right, no? So FAC, yun yung assumption natin, the right, plus yung horizontal component of FAB, so plus 8 over 10 of FAB, which is negative 1,500. Take note, don't forget, negative yon, unless i-correct mo yon yung direction niya. Okay? Magiging positive lang yan kapag kinorek mo yung direction ng FAB, which is towards the junction, which makes it negative din lang naman kasi to the left na yung direction ng horizontal component of FAB. Para hindi malito, para sa akin, hindi malito, stay as is yung direction, but do not forget to include yung sign doon sa may equation natin. Okay? So, FAC, dalawa lang naman itong nasa horizontal axis na forces natin. So, equate na lang natin to sa 0. So, FAC is equal to, what is FAC? 1,200 pounds. So, positive siya, which means tension yan. Okay. That is also equal to AC yan, HG. Okay. F HG by law of symmetry. Okay. So, parehas lang tong FAC natin at FHG dyan. Okay. By law of symmetry. So, okay na tayo. Alright. So, next, saan yung next na joint natin? Where is the next joint to analyze? So, look at the truss again. So, we already know FAB and FAC. If we proceed to joint B, alam na natin ito. Kaya lang, we do not know yet. Ito, tatlo pa yung hindi natin alam at joint B. So, hindi pwedeng mag-proceed tayo sa joint B. So, we should proceed at joint C kasi dalawa na lang natira. Nasolve na natin yung FAC kanina. Now, meron pang dalawa na lang yung forces dito, bar forces dito na unknown. So, doon tayo pumunta sa joint C. Okay? So, at joint C, let's draw the free body diagram. Joint C, again, i-assume ko ulit na tension yung mga bar forces. So, this is FAC kanina. Tension yan. Tension. This is FAC. 1,200 pounds. This is FBC. FCE. Okay. Okay, so apply the conditions of equilibrium. So, summation of forces along X is equal to 0. Forces to the right positive. Dalawa lang naman yung forces along X. So, obviously FCE, okay, minus 1,200 equals 0. So, FCE is just equal to 1,200 pounds. And FCE is also equal to FGH. Okay? FGH. GH to lang. FGE, I should say. FGE. Ayan. Okay, next. Summation of forces along y-axis is equal to 0. So, we have FBC. Wala naman ng ibang forces along Y. So, obviously, FBC is equal to 0, which means that FGF is also equal to 0. Okay? So, equal din yan sa 0. Okay. So, ano pa ba yung nasa-solve? Okay na. Anong next joint natin? So, we can now proceed at joint B. Sa joint E, hindi pwede. Ito yung unknown pwede na pala. So, pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa joint E kasi alam naman na natin ito. Ito alam na, hindi pala pwede kasi tatlo pa yung unknown forces at joint E. So, no choice. Joint B tayo. So, joint B, dalawa na lang yung unknown forces natin. We have solved for FAB kanina. FBC is also known. Itong dalawa na lang ang natitirang bar force sa may joint B. Okay? So, let's solve for FBD and FBE. Takpan na lang natin ito. Ganyan na lang. Okay. So, joint B. At joint B, let's draw the free body diagram. Oh no. At joint B. Mga forces at joint B. Medyo maraming forces sa joint B. So tension ulit ang assumption ko sa lahat ng forces. Except of course sa may external force kasi given naman na yan. So we have 600 pounds itong external force natin. Okay? This is FAB which was solved a while ago. Ano yung FAB natin? FAB is negative 1,500. And then this is FBD. This is FBE. And this is FBC kanina. FBC is ito. 0 yung FBC natin. Okay. So 0 ito. And yung slope. Importante yung slope natin. We have 8, 6, 10. Ito naman 8, 6, 10. Yung slope natin. Alright. So I think we're good. Okay, we summate summate forces along x-axis, equate that to 0. So forces to the right, positive. Okay, so we have horizontal component of FBD, so that is okay. Wait lang. Horizontal component of FBD na lang. So, gawin na natin BD. To the right siya, no? So, that is 8 over 10. So, 8 over 10. FBD. Plus horizontal component of FBE. So, that is 8 over 10 ulit. FBE. So 8 over 10 FBE. Positive. And then we also have minus horizontal component nito. 8 over 10 of negative 1,500 is equal to 0. Okay, so yeah. Okay, simplify na lang natin. So we have 8 over 10 that is 0.8 para mas madaling mag-solve mamaya simultaneous equation. And so we have 0.8 of FBD plus still 0.8 of FBE. Magiging positive na to. So ilan tong 8 10 of 1.5? That is 1,200 equals to 0. So this is, let's say, equation 1. Okay, natin. Equation 2 would be coming from the other condition of equilibrium. Summation of forces along y-axis is equal to 0. Upward forces positive. So all vertical forces. So we have the vertical component of FBD. So that is 6 over 10. Upwards pa rin. Of FBD. Minus vertical component of FBE. So that is 6 over 10. of FBE. What else? Minus 600. Okay. Minus yung vertical component of the 1,500 pound force. So we have 6 over 10 of negative 1,500 equals 0. So simplify na natin ito. So this is 0.6 of FBD, okay, minus 0.6 of FBE. Then let's simplify this expressions. Yan. This is 300. Tama ba? Plus 300 equals 0. So this is equation 2. So we can now solve this equation simultaneously. So we can now solve for FBD and FBE. You can use your calculators, equation solvers of your calculator. Okay, as FBD, using your equation solver, is negative 1,000 pounds, which means that this is also equal to 1,000 pounds in compression. Okay. FBE, okay, FBE is result negative 500 pounds, which is also equal to 500 pounds na compression. Okay. Equal din to sa partner nila sa kabilang side sa kwan natin ng truss. So we have FBD. FBD equal yan sa FDF. Okay. So FDF by law of symmetry. And FBE is also equal to FEF. Okay. So FEF. Okay. So that's FBE. Ito yung sagot natin. Okay, next. Ano ba hindi na-solve na members ng truss natin? Okay, alin pa? Na-solve na natin ito. Okay na to. Okay na rin to. Okay na to. Okay na to. This is also okay. Okay. Ito na lang ang hindi na-solve. Yung DE. FDE. So, FDE. So, punta tayo sa joint D, obviously. Let's proceed to joint D para ma-solve natin yung FDE. Okay, so, at joint D. At joint D. So, let's draw the free body diagram at joint D. Hindi na pantay. Yeah. Meron pang external force, 600 dito. Yeah. So this is FBD. And this is also, and this is FDF, and this is FDE. Okay. Ayan. So, slope is slope natin. Slope, slope, slope. So, we already have solved for FBD kanina. Ano yung FBD? That is negative 1,000 pounds. And this is slope natin. We have 8, 6, 10. Ito FDF, we have 8, 6, 10. Okay. Although symmetrical, FBD is also equal to FDF. No? Parehas lang yan. But let's see. Halimbawa, hindi pa natin alam yung FDF. Alam naman natin ito. We have two unknowns here. So we can solve for FDF actually by summating forces along the horizontal axis. Okay. So summation of forces along x-axis is equal to 0. Forces to the right, positive. So ano yung mga forces along horizontal axis? Itong FBD natin, we have 8 over 10. Directed to the left siya, so minus. Minus dapat yan, sorry. Naging equals na. Times negative 1,000 plus horizontal component of FDF, so 8 over 10 times FDF is equal to 0. So pag nilipat natin to sa kabila, positive na yan. Okay. So we cancel itong 8 over 10, 8 over 10. So FDF is equal to negative 1,000 pounds, which is equal to 1,000 pounds na compression. Okay, compression ito. Okay, so talagang parehas sila, no? Yung FBD and then FDF. Now, let's solve for FDE. So, summation of forces along the vertical axis is equal to 0. Upward forces positive. So, ano yung mga forces on the vertical direction? We have FDE, so minus FDE, minus 600. Okay. Minus yung dalawa. Vertical component. Although magka-cancel naman yan, pero ilagay na lang natin sa equation para hindi kayo malito. So, minus 6 over 10 times negative 1,000. Minus minus 6 over 10 times FDF kanina is negative 1,000. Ito ba? Okay, good. Other vertical forces, I think nandiyan na lahat. Equate na yan to 0. So FDE is equal to 600 pounds. Positive siya, so tension yung FDE. Okay, tension. Okay, so that's it. That's how we solve for analyze this truss. No? That's how we analyze this truss. Okay. Kung hindi symmetrical yung truss, then you have to analyze yung from one joint to another hanggang matapos masolve lahat yung bar forces. Okay? So that's a another example sa next na video para ma-master natin yung paggamit ng method of joint sa pag-analyze ng truss.